Team wants us there already. We got ourselves Astro World as a Frost DK Fairlek as a Beastmaster Hunter, flexing on survival, Lazy Kitty on the Feral, as well as skills on the Arms Warrior. It looks like Astro gonna be up versus Dark Seawork on the Shadow Priest, on the Necrolord Shadow Priest. Where's your flesh cut, by the way? Did it just disappear? Or is it there, but we just don't see it? Oh, it is there. That's kind of weird looking. We got Astro, though, just popping in as a flesh crafted full Frost DK with a big two-hander, right? Chopping up Seawork, summoning. Oh, actually, yes, he is summoning up an extra pet. That's actually the snowball going between the pets. It's not even him and Dark, except for Astro. Actually, might not be the best opportunity there. It's gonna go for the IBO to get out of it. You can see the horror effects coming out. If any of them hit Astro, looks like he's dodging all the horrors completely. Seamark actually still alive through this. He's gonna have PI as well as a Vamp Embrace rolling. Actually just lived through the burst of Astro. Astro didn't even pop too many defensive except for IBF. Still holding on to AMS. Is gonna pop an AMS for the Shackles, trying to immune the damage. Is going to get an interrupt onto Dark. For the Shadow damage, going to be a quick fear by the Shadow Priest. With the Shackle Undead on the Lichboard, actually gives him a full stun. I think that stun does break 2 damage though, but at least that is a full CC onto a Death Knight. When you're Lichborn, you do become undead. And that means the game literally does change it to undead. Very similar to when a Druid is in Druid form. It makes him a beast. It literally makes him a beast. So Scarab Beast's ability does properly work. Astro unable to interrupt Flesh Cup, so he's not in a fantastic spot, but he's doing A-okay either way. Dark looking just fine with a big Mind Flay onto Astro. Big pillar of frost coming down with a massive damage. Stun onto Dark, potentially can do some in silence onto the Shadow Priest, and Astro recovering a bit of health, starting to get some damage into Dark, actually cracking through defenses. Mind Control still comes through and does actually knock him off with a DP dot left on him. Oh my god, the Shadow Priest is actually looking like he might be able to dominate a Death Knight. Anti-Magic Shell is up. Does Astro run Spell Warden? Is that even a spell he prioritizes? Siphon with a stun. Astro taking quite a bit of damage. Gonna be a grip onto Dark with the freeze right after. Still a lot of his healing is reduced. Is dropping down anti-magic zone. Trying to see if he can hang in there. Missing that interrupt. Getting juked by Seavark. On the Mind Controls, a Void Eruption is available. Back up Dark, just avoiding a lot of damage from the DK. Somehow this Death Knight has not got hit by a single horror effect at all from the Void Eruption. Flesh Cut is available. Dark and a blind cannot interrupt them. That's going to be Astro at least catching up on a little bit of healing. This game a little bit more even between a Frost DK as well as a Shadow Priest. That's going to be great fate for the grippy hand. Astro has full cooldowns rolling. Wants to go for the big chunky obliterate. Sounds to the Dark, and that's going to be a bit of a snowball passing around between the pets. Trying to grip in the pet with a snowball. Dark taking lots of damage. Does straight and sun onto Astro. Does it turn it around here? Shadowboard death. Astro goes down. Dark almost got bursted down by the Frost DK. The unholy might of a Frost Death Knight almost capitalized on it. Big bleed set up on a Dark. That's going to be lots of damage from Lazy Kitty. Hits a Feral with a fear. Then it's going to be full flash cut roll Lazy Kitty. And Dark needs to go for a little bit of self-heal. Not playing a self-heal legendary, so his own self-healing with the Shadowmans is it going to be empowered. Disperse is out. That's the Cyclone out of Lazy Kitty to reduce any kind of healing Dark has, while Disperse is up. A great easy counter of his ability. Lazy Kitty trying to go for maybe a Skull Bash. Does he hit it? He does make sure to land Skull Bash on Seavark, not getting juked out. Flash Cut is available for Seavark. No way to stop him for the time being. And that's going to be extra pet summoned up. Lazy Kitty going to take quite a lot of damage. Bark Cut is available. Might want to pre-wall any of this damage. Dark is having to deal with the damage of those bleeds that just racking through his health. Lazy Kitty making sure to take down all these other pets around him. And that's going to be Void Eruptions flying down. Seavark wanted to cover his escape. It looks like Lazy Kitty wasn't even going to chase after him. Instant cast available for Dark. Maybe has an interrupt. It looks like he doesn't have a silence for Lazy Kitty. That's going to be a full flash cut back up and running. So Dark waiting up for defenses. He does have Vampiric Embrace coming up very, very soon. Greater Fate available. Quick Fear onto Lazy Kitty. If you can put some kind of a damage over time on him just to keep him out of stealth, that would be appropriate for him. Will be a perfect opportunity. Great Fate before the bleeds can get set up. Try not to get interrupted. That's going to be a juke on the interrupt. Trinket out of for Seavark. Try to go for Mind Control Lazy Kitty. Quick maim. Seavark, does he have anything at all? Massive spell is available. Does the spell anything off of himself? I think it was a swarm he was trying to dispel. And does go down. The bleeds of a Feral Druid versus a Shadow Priest. Not much they could really do. Clingy joining the fight over, what is it, Shadow T-Rex on the team 2? I think somebody on team 2 was trying to join in, but I don't know if they were able to. It looks like Lazy Kitty versus Clinky, with Clinky going in big opener onto Lazy. Bleeds are going to be set up first. The Swarm is going to be doing damage earlier. Lazy Kitty has to play a little bit defensively to find a way to turn around. I got a mind control bug, started channeling mind control in the cast, so it didn't work. That's unfortunate. See, I did see the channel though. I did see you trying to get a mind control off. Yeah, also, how geared is that Priest? Last time he was like, what, in 220 in PvP gear, so like 210 outside of PvP, which is like, you know, you actually did pretty well for the gear. I don't know how geared you are since then. Clinky getting opened up with a big maim. Damage turn around, but Lazy Kitty bites are going through. Clinky going to bear form. Does Clinky go potentially for a Flushcraft? He might need to bash a Lazy Kitty, landing a Cyclone, unless Lazy Kitty trinkets it. Clinky could go for a Flushcraft. Regrowth is the choice of spell. Either way, Swarm swap to Lazy, but with that Cyclone, it prevented the Swarm from being able to apply. So Clinky is still a little behind. Good Skull Bash for Lazy Kitty. Clinky in bear form. Does he go for Friends in Regen? I don't know if he's even Friends in Regen Druid. He might be. Oh my goodness, he is a Friends in Regen, but he just didn't have it. Lazy getting that quick. I think it was a quick roar. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Lazy, dude. Man, Feral Druids as an Necrolord. I'm 242 PvP. Oh, Seaworks, you got a lot of gear returns then, huh? That's pretty good. Yeah, Feral Druids, man, they're still rough. They're still rough, but you basically feel a lot tankier now, don't you? As a Shadow Priest. But you are also playing a very aggressive build with that pet summon. Kind of like how Chicago, he has all the boys running in. But I wonder if, like, I don't know, I guess a Feral, like, I wonder if like a self-heal Lego would have been much better. Although it's really hard to predict who you're going to be going up against. I don't know if you cracked that one or not. Also, I don't even know if that one's really good besides like cheesy plays. Chicago though, is he playing Necrolord still? Chicago might still be Necrolord, are they? I didn't see a Flash Gift in the opener. I don't really know what abilities they're trying to go for. Maim quickly onto Chicago is going to be able to self-heal himself. Enhanced with Shaman self-healing is still pretty good. That's also Earth Elemental, so no lightning or no, what is it? Lightning shield play for extra Maelstrom or nothing like that. So I wonder what kind of a build Chicago is going for then. Kind of a comment on top of it. Trinkets out of the stone from Lazy Kitty. Trying to get a setup. That's going to be the cap totem onto Lazy Kitty. Getting quite a bit of damage to Lazy. He's trying to go for as much self-heal as possible. The blades are ticking down on Chicago. Actually out of mana to really work with anything. And that's going to be Shackles of Addiction onto Lazy Kitty. Bashed by the cat to prevent the Shackles. And it's starting to kind of stay somewhat aggressive with Chicago. Not really just trying to run away. Trying to maintain the bleeds. But also being very, very careful of the damage to Chicago sees cooldowns. Running out of it. Wants to maintain the bleeds on Chicago. But as soon as you see cooldowns, getting out of them immediately. Chicago having to go for actual hard cast healing surge is going to be restocked for Lazy. With a stun opener on Chicago. All the bleeds are in. Chicago with a wall. Might to pop Earth Element. Well, actually, wolves are not up. And they are venting. Trying to go for a chain harvest. Now we know what company they are. Cyclone out of Lazy Kitty. Trying to keep Chicago low in health. Does Lazy have a big old bite ready? It's going to be a Fleshcraft in front of Chicago. Does they go for a big old bite to follow? Just staying in bear form. Cat form is back up. Chicago at really low mana. I don't really know if they have the Maelstrom to really work with this. Trying to purge what Obuz again from Lazy, but the global spend on that mana and unable to heal yourself. I feel like left them a little bit vulnerable. Earth Shield though too. Normally Chicago plays a really giga Maelstrom build where every attack from the enemy generates so much Maelstrom and you basically got self-heals for days. Shadow Rex gonna be up next versus Lazy. Having to bust through the Flesh Cut Shield. Finding the kitty out of bear form. Full venting burst coming out. No Shadow Blades. But at least he's trying to make the biggest flagellation damage happen. Still unable to break the through the Flesh Cut Shield up until the tail end of that stun setup. And that's gonna be a Vanish reset versus Lazy. Is going to have to make sure to maybe land some kind of a sap or some kind of a CC on Lazy. The Feral did pick up the eyes. It's going to be sap with a Shadow Step. At least he's able to juke around him. Lazy's still holding on to a trinket. And that's Lazy in cat form. Going to be full Shadow Blaze. Lazy knows that that's Shadow Blaze. That's a lot of damn. Get a shot. Do the trinket it. And that's going to be Shadow Rex trying to make the most damage happen. The Shadow Strikes and Eviscerates are flying. The most damage that can happen is happening. A Slime Shield available for Lazy Kitty. Time to get some aggressive damage onto the Shadow Rex. Evasion is up for the Rogue, so he's actually able to counter any kind of pressure from Lazy. And that's a full Malediction Trinket that was able to do the full damage and establish Necrotic. Trinket out of the Rogue into a blind to Lazy. Finding himself kind of low on health with healing over time. What is that heal that's on him right now? You see that green bar at the top of his health? Is that Ysera's healing him? Is it Ysera's or something else? I think it is. Getting shot by Shadow Rex. Full Flagellation. Lazy Coup Trinket of the one. Bark Skin is all they use. Potentially has friends in region whenever they drop low. Do they? It doesn't look like it's enough. The Rogue is just unable to do the damage he needs in order to take Lazy Kitty down. The Feral gets himself Flesh Shaft while in bear form. That is the Rogue catching a reset, however. And so is Lazy Kitty. Lazy's gonna get sapped up. So for the Rogue, he has to burn through a Flesh Shaft all over again. That's gonna be very, very unfortunate for him. Very, very unfortunate. And I believe there might be some gear disparity because the Rogue is trying his hardest. He's burning. Get the Shadow Strikes in. The CC chains are clean, but he's just unable to bust through the Flesh Cup through all those Shadow Strikes and all those Eviscerates. Trying to see if he might be able to go for a reset. That is going to be an advantage for the Rogue, while Lazy Kid is trying to be proactive with the eye. As long as Flesh Cut is up, and even if they're in bear form, they are going to be a little bit tankier. Tanky enough to deal with Shadow Rex. But it doesn't look like they're roaming for it, dude. For Shadow, he is getting some cooldowns back. Flagellation might be back up, I think. Maybe potentially by the time he goes in for full burst. Combining that together with Shadow Blades, you might be able to make the most damage happen. I think it's always a possibility. I think there's always a potential, always a chance. Plus, also a Necrolord Feral for a Rogue is, I won't say the worst matchup, but it's definitely a tough one just because of the tankiness. It is actually harsh. Shadow Strikes opener. I think he's waiting for maybe to catch Lazy Kitty out of bear form. Full bleeds are up on the Rogue. Blind to Lazy Kitty. Does he force a Trinket? He does. Potentially could make something work here. The bleeds are taken down on Shadow Rex. Cloak of Shadows, but the bleeds have gotten him either way. Oh my god, the bleed damage. Once they are established, unless you have a way to remove them, you're done. Oh my goodness. Error is the last one standing to combat the feral threat. To combat the undead kitty big bleeds. I've been told Shadow Priest should never beat a feral, but okay, it is what it is. Fair enough, Seawork. It is a rough matchup, honestly. Yeah, Shadow Priest with how squishy they are versus a feral with just how much sustain and burst damage they got, plus the longevity. Yeah, I don't really know. That just might be one of those hard counters. Cyclone onto Airless is going to go for Fan. I don't really know if he was trying to go for maybe like a Shadow Step. Lazy Kitty getting yet another Flesh Cut of full versus Airless. Trying to prevent the Rogue from being able to catch a reset. No Shadow Step juke for Airless. Letting Kitty shot a Lazy Kitty with full Vendetta. Burst going. Does he have any kind of cheesy burst? Running circles around Lazy. Getting the spikes up. With a blind, does Lazy Kitty don't Trinket? That's a Vendetta and a blind. That never feels good. As a Rogue, to have to go use both of those. But potentially he just had to. Potentially he needed to peel Lazy Kitty off of him. And maybe he doesn't need the Vendetta for the burst. Maybe he doesn't need the Vendetta for this duel. It might have been either a bold move to try to make some kind of a play. No, pre-wall for Lazy Kitty as a fool. Shackles is up. That's going to hamper the cat's ability to be able to heal themselves. Bash onto Airless. Wall comes out. Lazy Kitty tried to see if he might be able to get counter-aggressive with Airless. That's going to be a lot of the healing prevention from the Shackles Malediction. Unable to truly recover. Super slowed by the Rogue. I think he actually has him, and Airless does take him out with advantage right after. Just to try to get himself a clean reset versus the next competitor. The bleeds are on him. It looks like Flexing is at least giving him opportunity to potentially get a bit of a reset. And Airless is at least given a bit of an honor duel, as much of an honor duel as he can. Walking into Flexing without any cooldowns available. That is a Survival Hunter with full setup, all trinkets, everything available. So it's going to be a fresh start for him, but for Airless it might not really be that good. But at least the Rogue at least was able to do something. The feral Druid, dude. And he killed him without a Vendetta. Just put a bunch of pressure with Shackles and continued the sustained damage. Got himself a huge Shiv with back-to-back Envenoms. And made it work. Mark for Death is available. Get a shot. And that's going to be Flexing. Slime Pet actually caught in the freezer trap, which is probably the best situation he could have been in. Stunned by Flexing, removing all those bleeds from their Airless setup. And it's going to throw a freezer trap onto Airless instead of the slime. And there goes the dots flexing with that Venti burst. Is going to have big kill shots ready to go. Tossing nades, waiting for procs. I think kill shot proc is available. Throwing in the chakrams. Arrow's looking for a bit of a reset. But the dots have already set in. Shadow meld in order to get himself a restyle. Going to be the hunter's mark with a kill shot and the dots. If only flexing. I guess it would have been taken maybe a little long, dude. Lazy Cuter with them 4 kills and Arrowless shutting him down. The amount of damage Necrophorals do is a little much, honestly. But I wonder if that'll be adjusted in 9.1.5. I'm hoping to make it better for PvP or PvE. I think for PvP it's proven its strength. But maybe if Arrowless was given an opportunity to get full cooldowns, maybe it could have came out of it. But